Hi, and welcome to Northwest Brew Talk. I'm Mike Rizzo.
And I'm Michelle Rizzo.
And this is episode number 12. On today's show, we will have an interview with Orlison Brewing, our brew news and views, and local music from the Dark Hip Falls.
If you have any comments or questions, feel free to send us an email at nwbrewtalk@gmail.com. We are on Twitter at nwbrewtalk and on Facebook at facebook.com/nwbrewtalk. To start the show, let's open the beer.
Okay, now we're going to open a Bombshell Belgian-style blonde ale from Sound Brewing. This beer has a 7.3% ABV.
And Sound Brewing's in Poulsbo, Washington, and they have a tasting room there where you can go and check out up to 11 of their beers on tap. They have some snacks available, but feel free to bring your own food, and they are family friendly.
A little slipper there with the glass.
Didn't smell
nice.
This time, though.
Nope.
So that's good.
I think I smell a little bit of banana in there.
Mm-hmm. This is made with Belgian malts, Trappist yeast, and a new German hop. This authentic Belgian-style blonde ale bears a family resemblance to their triple entendre in a lighter, more refreshing ale. The newly developed Smaragd Emerald hop brings the classic German aroma hop to a new level with hints of lime zest and other citrus. And the classic European malts make for a crisp yet creamy texture.
Yeah. Very light looking. You'd swear that this was some big corporate beer the way, it's so light, but it has a lot of flavor.
Unlike corporate beer.
Yes. And we mean mega beer by that, not necessarily just corporate beer.
That's right.
I'm sure most of these places are corporations. But anyhow, that's pretty good. And that's the Bombshell. And
7.3%.
yes, if I drink this whole bomber, I'll be bombed. And we'll be right back.
Topping this week's news was a whopper coming out of Seattle. On Monday, April 13th, Dick Cantwell, the lone dissenting vote in the sale of Elysian Brewing to Anheuser-Busch, announced he resigned from the company. In emails to several beer media outlets, Cantwell explained that working with his co-founders deteriorated to the point where there was little communication between them. Cantwell said, quote, "Working with them into a future of any duration is an intolerable prospect for me," unquote. He did say the Anheuser-Busch had, quote, "done a very good job of presenting what could be some very exciting possibilities," unquote. But that wasn't what Dick Cantwell wanted. He did sign a non-compete clause that restricts him from a new brewery in the Pacific Northwest. He's not ruling out, however, starting something new with his girlfriend, New Belgium co-founder Kim Jordan. His last day at Elysian will be May 13th.
All right, that was some big news. Now, Wingman Brewers in Tacoma is celebrating their 4th anniversary this Saturday, April 18th. There will be food trucks, special take-home glassware, and of course, there will be lots of beer. Some of the interesting offerings are Peanut Butter Cup Porter, 2014 Bourbon Barrel-Aged Big Baby Flat Top, 2014 Vintage Sour Brett Berliner Weiss, Madagascar, Vanilla Bean and Raisin, and Hot Chili Pepper Ace IPA. Wingman started as a nano brewery and grew to become a microbrewery, sending their brews across Washington state. They'll be opening at noon, so get there early to avoid the lines and get your beer. And congratulations on 4 years. As a reminder, Leavenworth Ale Festival is also this Saturday, so check it out.
Chuckanut Brewery in Bellingham announced a special collaboration brew with Jason Oliver, a brewmaster from Devil's Backbone Brewing in Virginia. This past Monday, April 13th, the secret brew was supposed to be made when Oliver visited Chuckanut. They will announce what beer was made at a later date, but both breweries are known for their lagers. Chuckanut's Will Kemper met Jason Oliver in 2010 in Germany after both were awarded a visit to Weimar Malting in Bamberg, Germany, after Kemper won at the Great American Beer Festival in 2009, and Oliver won at the World Beer Cup in 2010. Devil's Backbone won Great American Beer Festival Mid-Size Brewery in 2014 and is known for their German-style beers. Chuckanut won Small Brewery of the Year in 2009 at Great American Beer Festival and brews many traditional beers. You can hear our two-part interview with Will and Mari Kemper on episodes 5 and 6.
And what goes together better than beer and bacon? I'm actually not sure if those two things go together, but bacon seems to be the hottest food the past few years, in everything from drinks to ice cream. The second annual Beer and Bacon Classic is returning to Seattle on Saturday, May 2nd for 2 sessions that look to be quite tasty. The event will be held at Safeco Field with a brunch session from noon to 3 and an evening session from 7 to 10. Judges at the event include several social media personalities and executive chef Ethan Stowell. So far, there are 50 breweries, including many local, but some from other cities, and 32 restaurants, and this is set to be an interesting event. There will be DJs, interactive games, bar schools, and cooking demos. The event costs $65 for general admission and $109 for VIP access 1 hour before the event starts. Visit beerandbaconclassic.com for more info. And that's it for the brew news and views this week.
Welcome back to Northwest Brew Talk. If you have not yet subscribed to our podcast, why not do it now? It's free, available on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and other sites. And if you like us, a review and rating would be really appreciated. But even more important, tell your friends about NW Brew Talk via social media or whatever way you want.
Now, let's talk to Bernie Duenwald from Orlison Brewing in Airway Heights. And how are you today, Bernie?
I'm great, Mike. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for talking with us. We're going to talk a little bit about your brewery. Now, you are one of the owners of the brewery, right?
That is correct, Mike.
Okay, and you do have a pretty diverse background. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you got into brewing?
Sure. I actually kind of proud that over 30 years ago I started out as a farmer raising malting barley commercially. Did that for a while, and then I went to work for Great Western Malting Company in Vancouver, Washington, and was their director of sales. Sold malt all over the world. Left that for a short stint in D.C. with a private nonprofit promoting grain exports, and then ended up back in the Spokane area and built a pilot brewery, started making a beer I could envision but couldn't find, and when I figured out I could, I ended up starting a brewery.
Okay, great. So,
and actually, while I worked for Great Western, they actually, because they wanted me to be more conversant with the brewers I was dealing with, so they sent me to Siebel. I got a diploma in brewing science from Siebel.
Oh, okay. So that gave you quite a varied background, plus good experience for what you're doing now.
Absolutely.
So how did you get together with your co-owners to start the brewery?
Well, I actually, when I first started putting the brewery together back in 2008, one of the current major owners was one of the original investors, as well as 30 other people, with little bits here and there, because I didn't have enough money, so I basically started selling stock in the company, and then struggled along for quite a few years till a little over 2 years ago, Orland Reinbolt, one of the original investors, and Jason Miller, another good friend of his, they decided they thought I had a good idea, realized I was undercapitalized, and brought some more money to the game.
Okay, and then is that when you found your location and started working on that? Oh
no, we're in the actually moved into this location in January of 2008.
Okay,
and delivered our first beer to Bubba's Bar and Grill in Reardon May 1st, 2009.
Okay, great. So what was that first beer that you were brewing?
Clem's Gold.
That's something.
That was the one I could envision and couldn't find. It's somewhat Marzen-like, a big unique malt character, but then it's got a drier finish, more like a filter than a finish.
Okay, so is there a certain style that you like? That you is that what it was, that you couldn't find something, so you wanted to brew something your own?
That's exactly right. That was the one.
And are there is that something that you still brew now?
Yes, it is. In fact, it's our. Well, like I saw, first we had Clems, which is a kind of a pre-prohibition style lager, I guess you'd call it. And then next one we developed was Brunette, and actually used to go by a different name, but we call it Brunette now. It's the same beer. That's like a British brown mild, but with like all our beers, with a lager fermentation.
Okay.
And then we developed Lizzie's Red, which is a lot of crystal malt, kind of like an amber ale, but again with a lager fermentation. And then we was rolling along with just those three beers for a while. I got a good mix. I got a gold, red, and a brown. And then in December of 2009 came out with with our IPL.
Okay.
So some folks credit us with being the first ones to really venture out on that frontier. We've had that in the market ever since, and that's that and Clems are our two biggest sellers these days.
Oh, okay, great. So, what size system are you brewing on?
We have a 30 barrel system.
Okay.
And it's 3 vessel. So our hot side has the capability to make a lot more beer than one term.
Yeah. So do you distribute to quite a few locations then?
Yes, we're pretty well got Washington covered, a large part of Oregon, northern Idaho, and recently we've actually even started shipping our cans to Anchorage.
Oh, great.
So we continue to expand our marketing area.
Nice. So, how many barrels have you been doing per year, about?
We were just a little over 2,000 last year, and we're picking up the pace from that. We've actually got enough fermentation capacity to do 5 right now.
Okay. So,
space to add more fermenters when necessary.
Okay, so you can definitely expand when you're ready to do that then.
Mm-hmm.
So what are there any types of beer that you haven't done that you would like to try?
Well, actually, we we got 7 different beers now. Another one that we kind of broke ground with, because I haven't seen anybody else come out with one. We do a stout lager. There's been quite a few black lagers on the market, but this is not like those. It has all the characteristics of American style stout, but with a lager fermentation. So it just has a little, has all those big, bold, roasted characters and a fair bit of hops, but it just drinks easier with a lager fermentation.
Interesting.
And so we also do a light Pilsner, 4.1% alcohol, Havanuther. And so we've got, and we do a big Pilsner 37. That's 6.6% alcohol and 61 IBUs.
Okay. Interesting.
And it's, so, we've got, in fact, that's plenty of different brands to keep going all the time. In fact, we've started the ones that are the best sellers were, pretty much doing year round. The others we're trying to move to seasonals. And then we've started in November. We started a small batch series. But that's kind of fun. Mm-hmm. We developed through a pilot brewery a beer, and then we do a 30 barrel batch of it. It goes out to the marketplace. When it's gone, it's gone. Those have been moving pretty quickly. We did a two finger pour was the name of it. That was kind of tasted like a old fashioned cocktail.
Okay. With
orange peel and bitters in it. And then January we did a roast house stout with a bunch of coffee and some vanilla in it. And this month we've kind of every other month. This month we've got a beer we call Hops In, the dry hop version of our or variation on our Big Pilsner. And next month, in fact, we're going to brew it here Monday. Next month we'll come out with a rye PL, rye version of the IPL.
Nice. So you're definitely trying some different things. So you're trying to differentiate yourself by doing these.
Yeah. Right, and we found it the way the craft brewing industry is these days. You got to put some new stuff out on the table every now and then to keep people excited. And hopefully they drink those, and when they're not available, they like them well enough. They look for some of our more regular stuff.
Right. So how many of your brews are you canning?
Our 7 main brands we've been canning.
Okay.
They've all been they go out in the market in 4 packs of 16-ounce cans, and but we're going to move kind of our 3 major brands to 12-ounce cans here as soon as we get the cans, probably be early summer.
Okay. So, what was the reason of changing that?
Oh, just distributors, grocery stores, telling us that seem to get better sales points on the 6 packs of 12-ounce cans than the 4 packs of 16-ounce cans.
Okay. Well, that would be a good reason then.
Yeah.
So what's the goal of the brewery? You've got a lot of capacity. Is it to just keep brewing great beer and trying to, utilize that?
Yeah, it's I kind of think there's 2 keys, by my judgment, that were a success, and the first of which is that we can brew distinctive craft lagers and do that consistently. I think our customers are telling us we're succeeding in that role, and then of course the next one is to be financially viable.
Okay.
Not sure, we're not quite there yet, but we're headed in the right direction.
That's always a good thing.
Oh yeah. And then once we accomplish that, then I'd like to continue to see growth. Our hot side can make 36,000 barrels of beer a year. Seems like a pretty big number, but that should be fun to hit that someday.
So, what was the reason for going?
Obviously, a long ways to go.
Yeah, what was the reason for going with the big system? A lot of startups go with a lot smaller system, where you're just looking for the future right away.
Yeah, trying to plan for the future. Actually, when I bought it was used equipment the hot side, when I bought it in 2008, I got a really good buy on it. Okay. And I was going to spend to buy. I would have spent just as much, if not more, to buy a newer 7 or 10 barrel system.
Okay. Well, there you go. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
So let's see. Have you guys entered any competitions with any of your beers?
Actually, in our very, very first year of having beer in the market, our brunette, it was actually called Ben's Brown at that point in time, won a bronze medal in the World Beer Cup.
Oh,
First year they had the Washington Beer Awards, our Lizzie's Red won a gold medal.
Nice.
We got another People's Choice Award at an event in Seattle last winter for our Two Finger Pour, our small batch release that came out in November. And then one I was kind of proud of is Imbibe magazine about a year ago. Came out with what they considered the top 10 IPAs in Northwest.
Okay.
And which there's a bunch of those, and our IPL made the top 10, and they said, no, it's not an IPA, but boy, it's got all those characteristics, and it's a really fine beer.
Oh, awesome.
So that was probably as good a award as any of them.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to be attending some festivals this year too?
Yes, we'll be at the Western Brewers Festival in Redmond in June. We'll be at more than likely we'll be at the GABF again down in Denver.
Okay, great. Now, a couple other things. Where's the name of the brewery come from?
We just kind of wanted a catchy name. It's kind of a mashup of actually Orlin and Jason. So Orlison.
Okay, there you go. Nice. And you've got a trademarked slogan, "Brew No Evil." What is that about?
Yes, we do. Yeah. Brew No Evil, and then our logo's got a pink glass with wings.
So, what is the Brew No Evil? What's it mean? Just that, Brew No Evil?
Yeah, it's like people like to get together over beer and have good times, and we support that by making sure that the beer is top notch. It's just the quality that a lot of people can enjoy.
Awesome.
Brew No Evil.
And that's a good thing that everybody should take to heart. They just can't use your slogan. That's all.
That's right. we grabbed onto that one.
Yes, that's good. Especially in these days when there's so many name fights going on.
There is name fights going on. I've watched the craft industry since it started up, basically, and in the early '80s, and we saw a lot of growth. Kind of slowed down for a while, and I've been pretty amazed at what I've been seeing happen in the last since I opened this brewery. I don't know exactly, but I think I was around the 110th brewery in Washington State when I got my license in February of '08, and last I heard, I think it's past 300 in Washington State.
Yeah, with new licenses being brought out almost daily. To go along with that, I mean, do you see a point where it's just saturated and it's going to stop, or there's going to be more consolidation?
Well, I think you're going to continue to see all those kinds of things going on. A lot of the licenses are brew pubs, right. And that it's pretty easy for there to be quite a few of those. But larger production breweries, like we're trying to be, there's not going to be as many of those.
Right.
So, but say put together differently, we could be financially viable with a lot less sales volume, if you're self-distributing, but that's kind of not the model we chose to work on. Ours, we are finding ours a little more difficult, but it never hurts to have a good challenge, right?
Right. Yeah, that's good. Going back to the name battles, have you had any issues when you've been trying to come up with names for any of your beers?
Yeah, we actually the only one we had is in this rye beer that we're going to brew and put out, a rye PL. I really wasn't closely involved in it. We're talking to our other people who work with me that were. They said, boy, about everything conceivable with rye has been taken. But we finally came up with one, so it's going to be Shut Up and Ride, RYE''B.
Nice.
but we haven't got any. We haven't had any disputes over ours, but we're pretty careful to check out the names and get them registered before we go out with them.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be tough. People do searches and they try and find something, and luckily some of the businesses have been able to, I've seen a couple of them where they've done collaborations with their beers when they find out they have the same names or things like that. But
right.
It's getting to that point with over 3,000 breweries that it's bound to happen more than a few times a month probably.
Yep.
All right. Well, Bernie, thank you very much for joining us, and look forward to stopping by the brewery one time.
We'd love to have you here, Mike. Show you what we're doing.
All right. Thanks to Bernie for joining us today. We'll be right back now after a local music break from the band Dark Hip Falls.
With stumbling influence, swears he was someone once, a king or commander's son, and now stands for a lover's glance. Try to take another chance, fame and puppy innocence. And now, should real life become undone? We sleep when he's gone, sharing his numbered alibis for sick little dogs. Cocaine design, mascara lines, news for the grind. And he almost died, is died tonight. A shining nickel for a kiss, or maybe just another drink. The brink where teardrops meet desire. And now, just like a pilot flying on his own, he couldn't find his own way home without a tower saying how. And now, should real life become undone? We sleep when he's gone, sharing his number alibis for sick little dogs. Cocaine design, mascara lines, news for the grind. He almost died, is died tonight. Should real life become undone? We sleep when he's gone, sharing his numbered alibis for sick little dogs. Cocaine design, mascara lines, news for the grind. He almost died, is died tonight.
That was Cocaine Design by Dark Hip Falls. If you like them, feel free to check them out at darkhipfalls.bandcamp.com.
Okay, we're going to try another beer. This is the 5th anniversary English style Old Ale by Foggy Noggin. 6.8% ABV. And I'm going to open it up.
So Foggy Noggin are brewers of English-styled ales on a very small half-barrel system. They are one of the world's smallest production breweries, and they take great pride in every batch to bring you consistent, high-quality beers year-round. You're able to get their fresh beers at their tasting room located at their brewery in Bothell, Washington. Be sure to check out our interview with Foggy Noggin's Jim Jameson on episode 10.
All right, well, I had to go get my opener that I threw across the room at my cat. And I have it now. All right, this is a little darker, not a nice head on it. Smells kind of malty.
So Foggy Noggin has this to say about their Old English ale. Anniversaries should be celebrated with a rich, full-bodied ale with lots of flavor and a hoppy balance to make a memorable experience. This ale is ready to drink now, but will develop a more complex flavor profile with 1 to 3 years of proper cellaring.
Yeah, that's one thing that they celebrated their anniversary in March, their 5th anniversary, obviously. And they had, I think, 5 years of their anniversary ales that they had a tasting of. Not bad stuff at all. It's got a different flavor to it. Again, if you go back to the interview, they do a lot of traditional English, so they have different types of malts and hops that they use. Good stuff. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode of Northwest Brew Talk.
Make sure that you tune in next week when we have a chat with Dirty Bucket.
Okay. The show is produced and edited by me with engineering help from Michelle Rizzo.
If you want to contact us, you can also email us at nwbrewtalk@gmail.com or give us a call at 541-595-TALK. That's 541-595-8255.
And until next time, I'm Mike Rizzo.
And I'm Michelle Rizzo.
Stay hopping, my friends.